It's cool though, I ain't tripping. Don't.
You can ask me first. I'll go first.
Alright.
Or we can rock, paper, scissors.
Nah. Alright, fine, perfect. Alright, y'all, we gonna do rock, paper, scissors first. Who gets to ask the first question, alright? Oh, nah.
That's 2 out of 3?
That wasn't even
Yes,
even
it
a goal.
wasn't.
You didn't go out, you went.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You went.
Do we have to play back?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Alright,
It's okay.
ready?
We can do it over.
Alright, let's go. Boom, you're first.
Best 2 out of 3.
No, ain't
Yes.
no 2 out of 3.
Yes,
I
it
didn't
is.
agree to that. I didn't agree to that. I never
I didn't agree
that.
to do it again either.
Because you cheated the first time.
Come on.
Okay, you're done.
Like,
Alright. Okay. Yeah, I see that. What's the worst way your past partner embarrassed you?
I personally would say, because there's so many moments, right? I would say the worst way he embarrassed me was when he decided he was going to let another girl he dealt with from his past speak on our son. And when I say speak on our son, I mean the girl threatened to spit on him, me, and he did nothing about it. He kind of was like brushing it off, like, oh, you need to go apologize to her for saying whatever you said, and da da da. And it's just like, that same year was also the year where I was really just like done, you know what I mean? So yeah, that was the most embarrassing thing, because it's like, that's my kid, and
Yeah, that's mad disrespectful. He shouldn't have even been cool with that.
that's what I'm saying. But you know what they say, some people don't, you know what I'm saying, they don't care. Stop being selfish and shit, you know?
Yeah, that's wild.
How about you?
Alright, so this back in like 2018, you know what I'm saying, freshman year of college. So it was this girl I was messing with, and man, mind you, I was real young at the time. I was probably only like 18, so I was still, you know what I'm saying, I was still tender and shit. But yeah, I thought it was my shorty and everything. I should have knew better. Thought I was messing with her for real. And so one day, one of my teammates comes up to me. He an older head on the team. He like an upperclassman. He was probably like a junior or something. So he probably like 23 or so. He come up to me. Damn, that look trash. He come up to me and he's like, yo, Jag, you hitting. I ain't gonna say shorty's name. Such and such.
Let's use a code name. Like this, just use a name.
Okay, we gonna say
Use Taylor.
alright. Nah, I don't like Taylor. Alright, you hit it Taylor. I'm like, yeah, why? I kinda mess with her. Bye. He go to dap me up. He was like, yeah, bro, I just hit that the other day. But I don't think he knew like I liked her for real, because he came up like it was just somebody I was, you know what I'm saying, like some sneaky link type joint. So I wasn't mad at him or nothing, but yeah, he came up to me and then he went to dap me up. That's what hurt. He came to dap me up and I dapped him up because you know what I'm saying. I ain't want to not keep it P or nothing, but he dapped me up and I was low key hurt. But hey, man, it is what it is. But I'm looking back at I'm messing up. I'm looking back at it and the situation's low key funny because I should have knew better. But I was just so young, like, and she was like 23. I was only like 18, so I dad ain't know no better.
You just a little far off the camera. I mean, unless you want to be.
I'm in it. You know I'm in it.
Stop, chicken.
No, I'm in it.
What was your most painful experience?
Alright, so again, we back in college. I probably didn't have my worst relationship experiences when I was in college. Because I don't even know I was trying to be in a relationship in college, knowing dang well none of us is even from the same state and about to go home and do what we doing. But, so again, this older girl I'm messing with, I was actually messing with her though. Like, this one I wasn't even tripping for being hurt about it because, like, it was kind of like, it is known. So, yeah, Christmas break is coming along. If you're in college, you know how that goes. Everyone goes back home for Christmas break and stuff. So, we both go home, and mind you, even during Christmas break, I went out to, I'm not going to say where she's from, I went out to where she's from and we were hanging out and stuff like that. So, I thought everything was all good. But then when school comes back around, she says that she's dropping out, basically, and she's not coming back for the second semester. But she still had to come back eventually to come and grab the stuff out her dorm, so I'm thinking I'm going to come see her, alright? So basically, I'm waiting it out, but like, I could tell low-key that she's starting to get like distant and stuff from me. But I'm just still waiting it out and hoping for the best. Then Valentine's Day is coming around, so I'm thinking like, alright, like it's Valentine's Day, we gonna be all good. Bro, same day, she posts another dude on her story on Valentine's Day. Y'all mind y'all, this is all on Valentine's Day. She posts another dude on her story, and then she basically like cuts it off right there, like, oh, like this is just not what I want no more, da da da. Like you not. Basically, it was over, but it was on Valentine's Day, and I had a plan and stuff like that for when she came there. And so I was a little hurt. Nah, I ain't even gonna say I was a little hurt. I was hurt. I was definitely hurt.
Oh, baby chicken.
So,
I'm sorry that happened to you.
yeah, well, it is what it is.
You know, life goes on.
Yeah, you learn. Alright, so how about you?
I would say my most painful experience, relationship-wise, from the past was when I had moved out of state. Okay, mind you, I was dating him for about a year. I was with him dinner every day, slept together, ate together, all that. You know how that go. And so I never was really used to not being around him, talking to him, and I will not call myself codependent for nothing, because I know how to exist without people. But you know, moving to a new state when you still have feelings for a person, and then on top of that, you had a plan for that person to move out there that following year, which was only just like a few months, right? When I moved, not even a whole week after I was gone, they was already moved on into a whole relationship.
Damn.
Yeah. And I was kind of like thrown off because I'm like, okay, I know that we said we take a break and get back together during the summer because I moved in the winter, you know, but it's not really looking too like
too good.
It's not looking too like you gonna get back with me type shit if you get into full-blown relationships and make it public at that. So it's like, okay, that hurt because I'm thinking to myself, we had a plan, you ain't followed through. But then he stopped talking to me. He told me he would never do that. Like if another girl came around, he would not stop talking to me. Mind you, I had a kid at the time, just one at the time, who he had some type of a bond with, in a sense. So, you know, it was like, damn, like, you know what I mean? But then, I will say he did try to call to talk to her, but it was just like, so strange that you can't talk to me, but you FaceTime with my kid. You know, this wasn't his kid or nothing like that. But, yeah, to make a long story short.
That's weird.
It's very weird. To make a long story short, he said he couldn't talk to me because of the girl.
Wow.
And I'm just like, that's some bullshit. And mind you, the girl, at the time, I was about to turn 21 in like a few weeks. The girl he was talking to was 16, somewhere around there, 16 or 17, one of the two.
Oh, wow.
So I'm really just confused.
Like,
but
what
you
are
know,
you doing with your life?
like, what's going on? What is this? What do you make of this? But it was whatever it was. I was hurt about that though at the time. I mean, obviously I don't mind, you know, the situation nowadays, but yeah, at the time I was hurt about that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. This is the one I've been waiting for. In what ways were you problematic in your last relationship?
I would say not being able to let things go. Like, I feel like if a person is just not going to reciprocate what the fuck you're telling them, and they just going to keep disregarding what you're saying, don't keep going with them. Because they heard you, and if they was going to do something different, they would have just did it. So I was really big on, like, trying to prove a point in the sense of, like, I feel like if a person not comprehending what the fuck you're saying, you got to keep saying it or say it differently, change your tone, change whatever it is to get them to understand. And that person just didn't want to hear what I had to say, didn't care. But I cared, so I felt the need to keep going on and on and on. But at the end of the day, you know, I knew that was a problem because you don't have to keep going on and on about nothing. The person's going to do some shit different. They're going to change. They're going to do that. And if they're not, it's because they don't want to. So.
Did you feel like that person did understand? They just...
I feel like they did understand, but, you know, people change when it's convenient. People will listen when it's convenient for them, not for you. And so, that being said, once you learn that, you just let shit go. You know what I mean? How about you?
Where do I start? I done had my fair share of L's given to me in relationships, but I done did people dirty a few times, you know what I'm saying? But
Elaborate. Elaborate. What
do
you
what
mean?
now? Okay, so it was a point in time that I was cheating on my girlfriend, and I kind of tried to like reason with myself that what I was doing, it was cool because I wasn't enjoying the relationship, and instead of just leaving, because I kind of was trying to spare her feelings. Like the way if you understood the situation, you would get what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say it was cool to be cheating and anything, but in my mind, I was making it make sense to myself, but. I was doing that, and while that is problematic, what really was problematic is that instead of just really trying to talk it out or realizing that talking it out wasn't going to go anywhere and ending it, I did that instead and stayed somewhere I wasn't happy when I should have just ended it instead and saved us both the pain at the end. But besides that, I think our most problematic, I like to. Saying what you were saying, you like to really get your point across. I'm the same way. I really like to make people understand, and I'm very opinionated. So, like, I don't know. It's times I could start an argument out of nothing, and I definitely did that a lot. But yeah, man, I feel like the cheating was probably the worst because I know that really did a lot to that person's mental.
I feel like it would do a lot to anybody, honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if you don't know. I mean, even if you didn't know, it's still fucked up. But, you know, especially if it blindsides you for real.
Yeah, like crazy sometimes.
What did your partner complain about the most? Be honest, you gotta be him.
No, I'm trying to really like think about that because it's probably a lot to complain about. Well, probably the cheating because it happened more than once, and they didn't break up with me the first time. And then the type of content definitely the type of content I was making on TikTok at the time, because like I feel like this was like before I get caught up in stuff, so I feel like I was making a lot of like toxic vids and like I was making jokes out of it, and I was making them jokes, but like whole time I was doing it, and it's like I feel like girls always be knowing even if like they don't got proof or nothing like that, so I know she was always talking about my videos because like her friends and stuff would come to her about it, and it was kind of, I guess, embarrassing to her. So she was definitely always talking about my content. But like at the time, like I was blowing up on the app. I was getting paid for it, so like I wasn't letting nothing stop me. You know what I'm saying? Like I just kept going with it because I was just getting so many views, and that's always something. Making content is something I always wanted to do, but like I could have done it in a more healthy manner.
Respectful.
Yeah,
right?
In a more respectful way. But like I said, man, I was just heading to the top, and I just wanted to keep going. And all my friends was making content, and then they was telling me like, I mean, it was getting views. You know what I'm saying? Like they was basically egging me on and stuff like that. So I just kept going. But she would always be complaining about that. Yeah. How about you?
He always complained about how when we go back and forth, how I don't stop talking. Like I said, I had to learn that after a certain point, you just gotta let shit go. But I feel like the reason why I wasn't letting stuff go is because, again, you're not hearing me. So it's like you complain that I'm complaining and going on and on, but it's like, you're not understanding what the fuck is coming out of my mouth, or at least you acting like it. Or you're just doing the same shit that I asked you not to do. And yeah, so it just turns into me going on and on and on. He hated that shit. Yeah.
Sounds stressful.
It was stressful.
So what was your last straw? Like it was just like after that, like it was just the point of no return. Like there was nothing that could have been saved or done.
Last straw, like the very last straw. Because this kind of gets tricky, okay? Because technically, last straw was when he did not properly defend and address the girl who said she was going to spit on our kid. No, damn well, bitch wasn't going to do nothing. Didn't even live in the city that I was in anyways. So, that really was the last straw, mentally and emotionally, you know what I mean? That year was 2019, summertime. That was really the last straw. But I will say that the ultimate last straw of no coming back, like zero coming back, was when I had my daughter, my last child. She's about 2.5 now. When I had her, he was not present and by present, I mean, when I was at the hospital, he was there, yes. But after that, no. And just all the things that have happened, like he wasn't claiming her, and didn't have a reason to either, by the way. It'd been different if, it was a reason for you to not be claiming my child, our kid, but, he didn't want to claim her. Didn't really have any kind of concern for her. You know what I mean? And so, that being said, for her being sick in the hospital, because she was sick when she was born, and she had to go back about a week later. I was in there for about a week and a half. He was in a whole other state. He's just making up excuses, doing what he wanted. So, yeah, ultimately, I knew it wasn't no coming back from that. And I'm not even talking about in a romantic sense, but just in a sense as you as a person, I can't mess with you. Like, you just not
a good person.
You really down here for real. You know what I'm saying? And I be trying to look at people up here, keep them in the middle, but no, you down here. You down there, so. Yeah.
All right, well, for me, going back to the same situation, I was cheating, and it's two reasons for real. One is because I just knew I was already to a point of no return. Like, I just didn't care no more. Like, so eventually, I knew, because she already knew that I was doing that, she was just going to keep letting me get away with it. So eventually I was just like, nah, I'm not even going to keep putting you through that. But after that, I found out that Shorty was taking my old work checks. Not even my old work checks. Like, she was taking them shortly after I got them. Mind you, I'm with a local bank, like a family-owned bank. So, mind you, I'm with a local bank. So the time it'd be taken for my cash to check be taking a little bit longer than it'd be taken for a commercial bank like M&T or whatever, all the other banks, Key Bank, M&T, like that. So I would cash my check online and leave it. She would take that check and then cash it. And she did that a couple times, but most of the times it bounced because it's all right, they already got it at my bank.
That's fraud, isn't it?
It sure is. It sure is. So a couple times it went through. So I'm looking at my bank randomly. They didn't catch it. My bank didn't catch it for mad long though. So I'm looking at it. It says reverse check, and it took out the money, and it did it 3 times for $400. So I'm confused. I'm like, when did this happen? Why am I losing money? So I called them. They was like, oh, the check was cashed with another bank. So I asked them the bank, and they say her bank. So I'm like, all right, bet. So
how the fuck did she do that though? If she don't have your name and stuff.
I don't know. I have no idea because I already had it signed. These was checks that I already cashed, so I already had it endorsed on the back of it. Yeah. That's scandalous.
Fraudulent.
Yeah, after that, it was all right, you would steal from me, it's crazy. And it's it's not like I wasn't doing nothing for her, you know what I'm saying? She ain't had no reason to steal from me.
Even if the fuck you was doing nothing.
She ain't had no reason to steal from me.
I'm so sorry you had to do that.
And then I looked at the dates. She ain't get me nothing on Christmas Day, right? But she got me my present a couple days later. And I'm looking at the dates. And one of the dates for when she did it was on the 24th. So that really means that she stole my money and then used my own money to buy me a Christmas gift. That's insane, right? That's insane.
That's crafty as hell.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, that was wild. That's different. I was like, yeah, he's done.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna say I don't know how to feel about people who steal from their partners because I know exactly how to feel, but it's just damn, I don't know. It's
so how do you exactly feel?
It's damn, you in my space. I'm around you. I sleep with you.
And you can steal.
And you can steal from me. God damn,
And you don't even really got to steal from your partner, how many times did your partner really tell you no about using some of their stuff, or if you needed some money, your partner not gonna say no for real. Unless you get in her case, she was trying to use the money to get stuff she ain't had no business getting. And I ain't even gonna get all into that because that's a whole nother story.
Either way, that's some crazy shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was a bad one. But part of me, I ain't even mad at her. That's karma, you know what I'm saying? Because I was doing what I was doing. But damn, though, buying my own freaking present with my money was.
What was it?
A pair of Air Force Ones. It wasn't even nothing. I ain't asked for nothing crazy. All I wanted was some Air Force Ones. Shit, I could have bought them my dancer.
It's crazy. Air Force Ones to PS5.
Yeah.
What? That's quite the.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What's
Life,
that all about?
I don't know, life.
You didn't want another pair of Air Forces for
Nah.
Christmas? That's so crazy.
Hey man, I'm upgrading in life.
Okay.
On the bigger and better things.
I love that for you.
I love that for us.
What's that?
Yeah, we upgrading too. It's not good. We ain't gonna get in there. No, next bed.
This is great.
Next bed, dog.
6. What was the earliest red flag or flags? Like, what's the first thing you remember noticing that you knew wasn't right, but you just kind of,
All right. So like, first off, the situation I met her in was already mad scandalous. And like, I'm not even here to like try to like throw dirt on Shorty name or nothing, but the situation was already scandalous, and like the position she was in, like on the run, dang near, not from no law or nothing, but like from life basically. And the way she was making it seem is like everybody was going against her, but it kind of seemed like she was hiding from like the consequences of her own actions. But I let it slide. Another red flag, like, I don't want to say her at-home life, but, like, her at-home life, low-key. It wasn't nothing crazy, but, like, I could just tell what, like, type of space you're operating in.
And why do you think that was red flaggy for you, though?
Okay, I think it became a red flag when I actually met her family and compared it to, like, the stuff she was saying.
Stories, yeah.
Then I compared it to the stories, and it kind of seemed like, you might, you know what I'm saying?
Adding up.
Yeah, something ain't adding up. Like, you might be the problem.
Yeah, usually it can be like that.
Yeah, you might be the problem. And then I don't know, I almost felt like the family was throwing like warning signs to me, not like threatening warning signs, but like warning me about what I'm about to get into. Yeah. And I kind of ignored it because I was still trying to like hear her out, you know what I'm saying? Because of course the family not gonna come right out and expose themselves to me, but like they kind of already warning me. And just me and the relationship with the parents, like I could tell, like they were trying to help me. Like, I'm sorry you're dealing with this right now, but we're gonna do in our power to help you get through it.
And that be the thing, like parents be knowing how their kids is, so when their kids do get in a relationship, they gonna be dealing exactly with the same thing the parents is dealing with. So parents be knowing, you know what I mean? But not all of them will sit there and like warn you or try to help you or do anything. Sometimes they'll just let you deal with the shit because they ain't gotta deal with it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So how about you?
I think the first red flag that I noticed was a switch, like attitude just came out of nowhere. Like, and I think it kind of just goes with the whole like you don't really know people until certain things happen. You know what I mean? You don't really get to see sides of people until certain things happen. And in this situation, it was a little bit of stressful on us because, long story short, it was my 20th birthday, and I had got a hotel room. I booked it and everything with my card, my debit card. And when we went to go check in, they told me you gotta be 21 to book the room. And I'm like, how the fuck have I already booked it? But I'm like, I just know y'all just don't want us here. It's cool though. We'll find something else because you ain't gonna rain them off the motherfucking parade. Because I got people waiting. So we trying to find another hotel. It's me, him, and my best friend at the time. And then he had an older brother. So his older brother was able to get us another hotel. But while we were searching for the hotel, I don't remember what he said, but it was the tone and attitude for me. And I looked at my best friend in the back seat. I'm like, who is he talking to? That's all I can remember. But that right there, looking back now, definitely a red fucking flag for sure. Because I'll be dealing with that same attitude now still. So, like, that's his crazy thing. But when I first met him, he ain't come off like that. But that's how I be sometimes, you know? That's just how I be. But yeah, that was definitely a red flag for sure. I think if there's any more red flags that I noticed off rip, or not even off rip, but just in the early stages. Because that was only like probably a little over a month of us dating, okay? It wasn't that long, but still, you know, he always was nice and shit like that. Came off that way anyway.
Don't sound too bad to me.
This shit is so good. Oh my god.
You over here eating the icing? I ain't even peed.
Yes,
I done called you out.
All through the video.
I said, what's the biggest L you took? I don't. It's either between what I just told y'all, but I'm not gonna do that one about getting my money taken. But let me pull it back to like senior year of high school. So I had this girlfriend. We was like always on and off and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I also had this friend. This was like my best bro at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my dog for real. Like he lived with me. Like he lived at my parents' house with me. Like he family for real. You know what I'm saying? This is my guy. So boom, boom, boom. But I always knew like I'm not even gonna say names or nothing. But he changed now. But at the time, like I wasn't super duper surprised. But I was still surprised because it was like damn. But so me and her was off at the time, you know what I'm saying? He had just got home from school and stuff. And since he was in college, obviously he wasn't in school when I was in school. So he was at the crib, like I said, he lived with me and my family. He was at the crib. My dad messed with him heavy, so he had a whip to use when he was there and stuff. Well, my shorty, mind you, we was off at the time, so like I ain't gonna drag her or nothing for that. We was off at the time. They had ended up doing some stuff. But this is probably like May that they ended up doing some stuff. So I had found out right before I went to go away to college. I found out in like August. So this had been happening mad long, and like I was just unknown to it for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And then my other bro had to tell me because I guess I don't know how he found out, but I guess the one bro who did that, he must have been talking about it or something. I don't know if he was talking about it bragging, but he must have been talking about it or something. So I found out through him, and it's like, it wasn't a big L because that was my girl. It was like, the L really came from like the friendship, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even really care about her. I was just hurt because like, that was my bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was one of my best mans at the time. So that was like a bad L for me at the time. I took that to the heart. And I hated that. I hated that it happened because I didn't want the friendship to. I really didn't want the friendship to be different. You know what I'm saying? And that happened so young, like it changed my outlook on stuff after. So, how about you?
Okay. I think that the biggest L that I took, and excuse me if I got icing on my face because this shit's so good, but I think the biggest L that I took was dating a person who, oh, he's so cute. Look at him. He's so cute. He needs some buttons. Put some clothes on him. Anyways, I think the biggest L that I took was being with a person who was with me for the wrong reasons. You get what I mean? I feel like some people don't always get in relationships for the right reasons. And in this case, I feel like it was. And I won't even say getting in it was selfish, but staying in it for the wrong reasons. Because, like, I always was in it to win it for the love, for this, for that, for the kids, for that. But in the beginning, way beginning, I feel like it looked good to be with me. So it was, like, aesthetically pleasing to be with me versus being with me because you actually want to. I won't say he didn't have feelings and stuff, but I will say that the ego definitely took over for sure. And because of that, I got treated how I got treated. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I'm with the person who wants to be with me for the right reasons, but they with me for the absolute wrong reasons. And just like how it looks being with me, being able to say, this is my girlfriend. You know, when people talk, my name gets brought up and it's like, oh yeah, I'm attached to that person. You know what I mean? So I just really feel like I took that L because it's like, I don't look at myself as like being in a certain social group or nothing like that. So I don't look at myself as the popular person or nothing like that. I don't glorify myself like that. Sometimes people glorify you and you don't even know it. You be thinking you regular, everything regular. The whole time people obsessed with you, people want to be with you, be next to you. And it was just one of those situations. Mm-hmm. Almost as if, like, you know, it's almost like giving fan behavior, because if you think about it, like, fans, most times, especially if it's like a situation where you like a celebrity because they're just beautiful, right? Just to say strictly off looks. If you see that person, you're going to want to get a picture with them. You're going to want to be next to them. You're going to want to be seen with them. You're going to want to be able to say, I was with them, right? And it was that same type of situation where it just was like, you don't really care about me, for real. you care about how it looks to be with me.
Mm.
And I just feel like I would never be with a person like that. Like, if I knew you was like that, looking at me like that, it would have been a different story. I feel like that's it. Because it's like, that's like lame shit, you know what I mean? Like, that's lame. Like, what's the biggest difference from this relationship to your past one or ones?
Definitely.
Biggest. Because I feel like we could talk all day and say,
Yeah, I could say a bunch, but I feel like in this relationship, like, issues we have actively get, like, solved, and they may not get solved, like, right off bat, but I feel like it doesn't just get, like, brushed under the rug. Like, I feel like there's not just a conversation had about it, and then it is what it is. Like, the same stuff continues. Like, I feel like issues we have actively get handled every time, and if there is an issue, it doesn't last long.
like, we don't dwell on shit.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's no reason for us to dwell on it because, like I said, it gets solved. I feel like you're only dwelling on something if it, like, is continuous or if you don't see that person trying to do something different. And I feel like in this relationship, both of us are actively trying to do stuff different. Definitely, I mean, I don't know. I can't say how you were handling everything in your last relationship, but definitely for me, because a lot of the times, like, when there would be issues, like, I would always kind of try to, like, oh, like, it's not that serious, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't be as considerate as I am now. So definitely that's something big for me. Because I could talk about bad stuff that happened to me in other relationships, but, like, it's stuff like it's stuff I expected to happen. So I mostly want to speak on, like, the way my character has changed from how I was handling the relationship that I was doing the wrong stuff in compared to how I'm handling this one, and that's definitely a big one for me. How about you?
I would say communication, because I feel like I've talked about communication a lot in this video when it comes to the past relationships, situationships, whatever you want to call them. And I feel like not only, and it might sound sad, but it's real, and a lot of people deal with it. You know what I mean? I have, what you just do?
I can't even ask.
Oh, because I wanted to try it. That's crazy. Huh? I didn't say anything else.
I like when people.
But yeah, I feel, huh? I feel like,
What's
I'm trying to focus. What's the question again?
What's the biggest difference from this relationship? Hold on. What's the biggest difference from this relationship to your past one?
Okay, so the biggest would be the affection for sure.
What, bro? You heard what I said?
No.
Alright, good. Keep going. I was like,
I can't say every little thing because some stuff is just not for nobody to know. Yeah. But I will say, yeah, for sure the affection, because like I come from a relationship, and even it was like a situationship too, where like I don't know what it is with people not liking to be touched or touching other people, but I find that very fucking strange. And I mean, I guess I get.
Nah, worry.
I guess I get if you're not used to the lovey-dovey, but I mean, I just feel like if you really like somebody or even love them or whatever, you just
It's something positive. Like, how do you just not adjust to that? Like, it's
strange.
something good happening to you.
And so, like, when we started talking and like you physically being around me, because you know we talked for a while before we actually met. Like, that's some people don't know that, but we talked for a minute before we actually met in person. And when we met in met in person, I know that I wasn't used to being touched how you was touching me, you know what I mean? And so it took me a minute for my body to really regulate. And I'm not even being dramatic. I'm being so dead ass. Like, it's a witness. But I'm being so serious. Like, it took it a minute to regulate and get used to being touched. You know what I'm saying? And
what happened?
You tell them what happened.
It is your turn.
What do you mean?
What What happened at
Like-
that first link? Like, what happened?
I was drunk, so I don't really remember much.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said you tell them, you know?
Alright.
You tell them best.
I don't even remember.
But like, I really want to say for a good month or two, I really was like real like jumpy and just kind of like, not jumpy in a bad way, but just like sensitive to his touch, but also his energy too. And it was a good energy. It was a very strong energy, but it was a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Is that good? It's good. Yeah. But the first link was a little crazy. He was doing some things that you wouldn't expect on the first link.
Me?
Like, here we are.
Me?
Yeah. No need for me to lie.
It ain't. I don't know why. So why are you? So why are you?
Like I was saying, communication. So in my past relationship, and I mean literally, he didn't talk to me. And I mean literally just talk, like regular talk, conversation, right? So that's one thing. I'm finally dating a person who I can have a conversation with, whether it's stupid or if it's not, if it's serious. But aside from regularly talking, when it comes to, you know, communication, when it comes to problem solving, and just talking about just like anything, like we have good conversations. Yep. And I don't ever feel like I'm talking about something stupid or I'm not being heard, and that's like a big deal because like I feel communication is a big fucking problem in most people's relationships. Like goddamn, like shit be feeling like a fucking breeze. Like it be feeling, I don't know, it feel like illegal to like have communication as well. Like, and I'm being so serious. Like our communication is really really great.
All right, next question. What patterns repeat themselves in your relationships?
I feel like I've dealt with a lot of, okay, if we talk about just patterns, not specifically me or them, I feel like I've dealt with a lot of like narcissistic people for whatever reason, which is why I'm so like hyper vigilant when it comes to like how people act, things people say, how they treat me. I pay attention to everything because I've had to dealing with them. So I feel like that's like the biggest one. That same fucking pattern. And like I always run into this issue of like trying to do more for people than they do for me. And at times it's gonna happen, but when it's like constantly somebody never do shit for you and you always doing something for them, especially if they don't appreciate it, yeah, I had that problem a lot of times. Lots of times. How about you?
Well, for me, again, it kind of go back to what I was just saying in the last question about how I'm handling things, and especially in my last relationship, like how I had gotten to the point of doing what I was doing, cheating, how I got to that point. I wouldn't set certain boundaries early on. Like I'd kind of, like I said, I'd try to play it off like you're tripping or it's not that serious. There wasn't certain boundaries I was setting early on, and that was my problem in other relationships too. I wouldn't set the boundaries off with other people or being friends with people that I knew I shouldn't have been friends with, male or female. And just not having those boundaries up early or having that respect towards my partner to have them feel as secure as they should. And definitely now I'll try to do that early and often as I can when I notice things. So I feel like that's been big. Like it's definitely helped me a lot and avoided drama before it got bad. You know what I'm saying? Like it may be an uncomfortable conversation between me and her, but like it's stopping it before it gets out of hand. You know what I'm saying? So definitely that. Just setting up those boundaries.
Yeah, boundaries are really important. Number 10 is, what is something you could have did better in your past relationship with the knowledge you have now?
So when it comes to my past relationships, I never had a problem communicating. I never had a problem being vocal about stuff and talking it out. But it was how I went about it. And I come from a very loud family, so that's rubbed off on me my whole life, and I never realized that it was an issue to some people, or it comes off aggressive, and it can make people sometimes shut down from the convo. So then really nobody wins, because my point that I'm trying to make isn't getting across because the person isn't being receptive anymore to me talking, because I'm getting aggressive or I'm getting loud or I'm waving my hands, or you know what I'm saying, or just my body language is just aggressive, you know what I'm saying. That, and then sometimes like I would listen to respond, you know what I'm saying. I would listen to have a rebuttal back to what they're saying instead of just listening to actually like hear what they're saying. So that's definitely something that I've changed a lot and like realized how far I could go, and it's helped me because I've actually been able to like understand what somebody is saying instead of just being ready to combat that. Because I don't know, it's just always how I went about stuff. Yeah, I used to be on defense a lot, so just being open and actually just being quiet sometimes and not responding to respond. You know, definitely that.
Love your eyebrows.
Thank you. I love yours. What's something you could have did better in your past relationship with the knowledge you have now?
You know, I kind of started doing it toward the end, but by that time it wasn't a relationship. I ain't gonna lie. But not trying to like warn them about stuff, letting them deal stuff out on their own. Let them see which if you're sure about the things you say, the things you preach, and whatever it is, you do not need to try to prove nothing. Like, life will teach them the lesson. You ain't gotta teach it. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta save them from nothing. You just let God do what He do. Let karma do what it do. And it ain't even gotta be in a spiteful way. It's just like some people just you can't warn and teach everybody. You know what I mean? Sometimes God gotta step in and just do it. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, that being said, if I had to tell you what I learned and what I could have taken, it would just be like letting that person experience what they need to experience and learn what they need to learn, because you can't save everybody. So that's pretty much what I feel like I'll learn.
How do you feel like that helped you though?
Because I don't have to sit there and feel like, damn, should I have tried to help them more? Should I have tried to explain it better? Show them in a different way? Like, I don't feel guilty. Like, what you doing?
I was just looking under the table.
Don't look under the table. What's under the table? But yeah, like, I've been feeling guilty about shit like that no more. Like, everybody got their time to learn what they need to learn. And you just gotta move forward. Like I said, you can't save every fucking body. So I'm done saving folks. Especially because that shit be taking a toll on me. You know what I mean?
I hope y'all enjoyed this vid, man. You know, we had to get real deep, real vulnerable, bringing out the past. Cause
that's okay, because when you're reflecting, you must reflect on the past in order to move forward.
You got to do it in order to grow.
We healing over here.
You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed this vid, though. Got more coming for y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that motherfucking like button.
We'll see you in the next video. Mm-hmm. And let us know whose house you think is better.
Baby, come through, put your phone outside.